and we're here with the CBR1000RR-R Fireblade SP, also known as the Pirate Bike. So, just got back from Honda today, and we got the 600 miles into the break-in service. So, we're all cleared. So we're going to be prepping this bike for some track now. And we've got a big list of stuff to do. So we've got track fairings in this box, in that box, full track fairings from S2 Concepts. We got to do coolant flush. I have an exhaust from SC Project, just a slip-on, so we keep our warranty. Got a race gas cap, so I'm not fumbling the key fob just to open up my gas cap when I've got it in my suit. Some OEM Honda frame sliders, the servo valve so we don't throw a check engine light once we take off the stock exhaust. We've got some swing arm spools because I am almost positive I'm going to have to remove my kickstand for these race fairings. And then some easy grip tank grips. And then we've got a WRS double bubble race windscreen. And other than that, I think we've just got to safety wire a couple things. The guys over at Honda already did the oil filter and drain plug for me, so shout out to them for making my life a little bit easier. But I think first order of business today is doing these swing arm spools, which isn't very hard. They're already threaded as long as, I got the right one. And then we're going to get rid of this big fat exhaust. So before we get going with this exhaust, I just wanted to put these swing arm spools on. And these are from TWM. I actually ordered them from Moto Million. Let's make sure that these fit. Bingo. And we've got a 5mm Allen socket. And obviously this will be a very straightforward install, so you guys get the rest. And just like that, they're on. Super easy. I mean, we've already got the holes for them. It's just a matter of threading it and tightening it, so very straightforward. It's not rocket science by any means. This exhaust should be fairly straightforward. I believe it's just bolt here, clamp, and then we got to get these servo cables out for the valve that's in the exhaust. So, hoping that this SC Project exhaust fits. It's labeled for the 2020s and 2021, whatever that model is. So this is the newer 2025. So I don't believe much has changed. So we've got this license plate bracket here. I forget the name of it. I think it's like Your Rage Cycle or something like that. And they changed the connectors for the license plate. So I can go over this and actually show you guys very quick. So I wound up just taking the connectors here. So these are all them right here. There's not much to show you, but they changed the actual connector and I had to cut and splice the connectors from the OEM fairing. Not a very difficult job, but just something to note if you guys have a 2025 and you buy the 2020 license plate bracket. So if you want to get the directionals to work and everything, that's the only thing you have to do. All the bolts line up and everything in here. All of these line up. It's just a matter of cutting and splicing the connectors together. So just a heads up if you guys do that. So that's why I'm a little worried that this might not fit. The cam looks exactly the same. I think I'm a little bit more worried about the servo eliminator. So I think that's going to be the first order of business, doing the servo eliminator and then trying to put the exhaust on. So we'll get to it. Before we do the exhaust though, I do want to do a comparison. So start this up and let's hear this vacuum cleaner. Thing's very quiet. So I'm hoping this SC Project exhaust completely transforms it. So we'll see. Right. So now all we got to do is pop these pins. If they will pop, just got to push them straight down. There we go. And straight down. Now, this part isn't going to be as easy for everyone else because there are little tabs in here that I've already taken out. I did it when I did the license plate bracket. Let's get a light in there because you still can mess up these tabs, so I still want to be very careful with this. I always hate doing this process. Like that just sounded terrible. Hate this so much. There we go. So I'll show you guys where these tabs exactly are. It's really a pain in the ass, to be completely honest. There we go. So these holes right here are where the tabs are going to be. So I had to get in there with very, very tiny screwdriver. I think 2 of them. And I just had to leverage it. So this right here, there's like this push pin that goes through it, and then it locks it in here. So if you pull it, if you just try to pull it straight off, you're breaking either this tab right here, or you're breaking this tab. And if you're me and you just spent $30,000 on a bike, you're going to be pissed off if you break anything. So just note to self for anybody that's, trying to do this. All right, so let's check the servo, and it's an 8mm. Let's get an extension. Cool. So this looks like the servo cable right here. So I don't have to take out this whole thing just to make sure that the one that I bought actually fits. Like 2 separate clips here. Press down on each side. There we go. Press down there, press down here, and hopefully pull apart. There we go. Alright, cool. So let's grab this one and let's test it. Yeah, so it went in that way. Bingo. Sweet. So now we can rip this thing out. No problem. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Alright, cool. Alright, so we just stuffed everything back in here. We'll tidy it up a little bit later. Just wanted to get it out of the way, because we're going to have to try to rip this thing out however this comes out. Not entirely sure. Oh, just pull straight up. And then we've got the valve cables right here. Alright. So what we might have to do here is take the exhaust out first and unhook the valves there so we can get to the valves here. So there's a lot of tension on these. Yeah. It's looking like the move right now. Okay. Alright, so we got the bolts out for the servo and kind of pulled the cable out a little bit. So this bolt in here is a 12mm. Just working on trying to get this off as easy as possible. Probably should have just pulled this fairing off, but damn. Yeah, it's on there. That's for sure. Ooh, shit. Wiggle this off. Awesome. Okay. It's a matter of getting these damn servo cables off. Alright, so we got this off. It was a little bit of a pain in the ass, but the hard part was really just getting these cables out. So there's a 10mm bolt here and one here that you have to loosen just to get the cables out. So that was a pain in the ass. And then there's an 8mm here and an 8mm here, both covering the plate. So we'll set this to the side. Alright, and now here we have the SC Project slip-on. Just look at the size difference. I mean, come on. This is crazy. So, hoping we get some good weight savings. Now I can actually hear the bike for race use only. Now, let's hope that this fits. And it definitely does. Cool. Alright, I'm not going to throw it on all the way yet. Just wanted to do a little test fit there. We'll come back to that. Just wanted to give a little update. So, I've been trying to get the exhaust to fit. The top hole here for the bracket lines up perfect. This bottom one wasn't. So I dremeled it out a little bit, and seems to be lining up now. So that should do it.